like me wondering how these teenagers know all these answers? Well, here's a feature we're calling Quiz Bowl for the rest of us. See how you do with these questions. Before we begin our third match for the championship of 4A, we'd like to honor our third and fourth place finalists. In third place, we have Valley View, and fourth place, we have Heber Springs. Now we're ready to introduce the teams for our 4A Conference Championship match between Nashville and Subiaco Academy. First, from Nashville, we have Alex Kwok, a sophomore. Their captain is Josh Witherspoon, a senior. Jonathan Lance, a junior. Hayden Kirchhoff, a junior. Their alternates are Candace Brown, a senior. Jacob Caballero, a senior. And Alex Perrin, a sophomore. And their coach is John R. Schirmer. Let's hear it for Nashville. And now, Subiaco Academy, we have Eli Sori, a senior. Their captain is Toby Turney, a senior. Junte Ko, a senior. We have Jamison Hall, a junior. Their alternates are Abe Vertaler, a senior. Riley Hurd, a senior. Matt Tran, a junior. Eli Heckel, a sophomore. Daniel Heinrichs, a sophomore. Eric Ledoux, a sophomore. Sam Chisholm, a sophomore. Their coaches are Larry Peralt and Sarah Peralt. Let's hear it for Subiaco Academy. Best of luck to both teams, and let's go to our quizmaster, Steve Patterson. Steve.
Thank you, Evangeline, and welcome back. We now have our 4A State Quiz Bowl Championship between Nashville and Subiaco Academy. This is an exciting time, and we wish both teams good luck. All right, Josh, you're our captain for Nashville, and Toby for Subiaco Academy. Is everybody ready? Hands on our buzzers? Y'all excited? All right, here we go. First toss-up question of the match. What two-word term is the name for a process in which genes from one species are inserted into another species? Toby.
Gene splicing?
No. Nashville. Jonathan.
Genetic insertion?
No, I could have accepted genetic engineering or genetic modification. All right, question number 2 for both teams. He first made news in 2009 when he was arrested for crimes against women. Who is this man dubbed the Craigslist Killer? Toby.
Smith.
No. Nashville? No, the answer is Philip Markoff. Question number 3. In what Jane Austen novel, A Comedy of Manners, does Catherine Morland fall in love with a young clergyman? Jameson.
Northanger Abbey.
You're absolutely right, Jameson. Question number 4 is a math computation. Take the exact number of bytes in a kilobyte, divide that by 4, take the 4th root of that, and divide that by 4. What is the number remaining? Junte?
4.
No. Nashville, no answer. Jonathan?
16.
No, the answer is 1. 1. Here's our next toss-up for both teams. What man, who some art historians believe to be the father of Eugene Delacroix, was the French foreign minister at the time of the XYZ affair? Toby?
Talleyrand.
That's right. Number 6, consider the following equation. 2Fe plus Al2O3 Fe2O3 plus 2Al. Which element was oxidized? Toby?
Fe.
No. Josh?
Iron.
Iron is the correct answer. All right, question number 7 happens to be math computation. So get your pencils and paper out. We'll put 20 seconds on the clock, and here we go. A metallic sphere of radius 10 inches is melted down and recast into spheres with a radius of 1 inch each. How many of these small spheres can be made from the larger sphere? Jante?
100.
No. Five seconds. Jonathan?
1,000.
1,000 is the correct answer. All right, question number 8 for both teams. What Greek won a race against Atalanta, who was faster than any man, by tricking her into stopping mid-race? Jameson?
Jason?
No. Jonathan?
Menelaus.
No, it was Hippomenes. All right, question number 9. What is the term given to a river delta, such as the Nile River Delta, that has a curved, arc-shaped coastline? Toby?
Cosine delta.
No. Josh?
River Basin?
No, it's an arcuate delta. Number 10. Name the infinitive phrase in the following sentence and tell which word it modifies. The children are ready to listen and play nicely. Toby?
To ready and play nicely and modifies children.
No. Hayden?
To listen and children.
No, it was to listen and to play nicely, and then the word it modifies is ready. Ready. All right, let's go to our next question, number 11. What form of government, according to Article 4 of the U.S. Constitution, is every state guaranteed? Jonathan?
Republican.
You're absolutely right. Question number 12. Which type of paintings were drawn by a group of artists belonging to the Hudson River School? Jonathan?
Landscapes.
Yes. Question 13. It is the oxygen requiring catabolic process that extracts energy from organic molecules to produce andesine triphosphorate. Eli?
Respiration?
More specific, please.
Cellular respiration?
Yes, cellular respiration is the correct answer. Thank you. Had to have the whole thing. Question number 14. If the discriminant of a quadratic equation is negative, Jonathan?
2 imaginary roots.
Yes. Question number 15. The main character is 13-year-old Meg Murray, who is regarded by her peers and teachers as a bad-tempered underachiever, but as a Jonathan?
A Wrinkle in Time.
Absolutely right. Question number 16. In economics, this is defined as the amount of output in goods and services produced by the combination of the 4 factors of production. Name it. Toby?
GDP.
No. Nashville? Jonathan?
Gross production.
No, I simply needed the word productivity. Productivity. Math computation. You'll have 20 seconds to answer this math problem. What is the result when the 2 by 2 matrix 1, 1, 2, 3 is multiplied by the 2 by 1 matrix 2, 2? Toby?
2, 4.
No. Nashville, I need an answer. Josh?
2, 2, 4, 6.
No, it's a 2 by 1 matrix and then 4 and 10. All right, here's our next toss-up for both teams. Adam's apple and Achilles' heel are examples of what literary terms? Toby?
Illusion.
No. Where someone has given their name to items, events, places, etc. Jonathan?
Eponym.
Yes. Question number 19. What property was devised by chemists as a representation of the relative tendency of an atom to attract electrons to itself? Jameson?
Electronegativity?
That's absolutely right. Question number 20. In a clothing management class, you might discuss the grain in cloth that runs diagonally and allows the greatest amount of stretch in a woven fabric. What 4-letter term is used for this characteristic? Eli?
Seam?
No. Nashville? It's called bias. All right, that was the last question in the first round. We'll see if we have any challenges. Yes, we do have a challenge from the Subiaco team.
While the coaches are working through the challenge, I'm going to invite the State Director of Quiz Bowl, Carolyn Schry, over to visit with me because there are a lot of scholarships being presented here today. Tell us about the scholarships, Carol.
I'll be glad to, Evangeline. We like to award these top teams in the state with scholarship monies, and the number one team on each division gets $3,200 to distribute amongst the team members.
Wow.
It's intended to be scholarship money for them because they're headed to college, and some of them very, very soon. The second place team, they get $1,600.
Wonderful.
So that helps these kids out a lot. Also, those MVPs you're seeing, they get $250 in addition to those little trophies they get, and you know, the bands to wear around their neck, you know,
Right.
medals. So do high point players when that exists in a classification. Now, so far we haven't had one of those today, but I bet we will before the day runs out.
Okay. And so, Carolyn, to young people who are sitting out there and they're watching us now, what do you say to motivate them to get involved in Quiz Bowl?
Try it, you'll like it. It is fun, and we also encourage teachers to use the Quiz Bowl format just in studying for tests. And it makes it a lot more fun and interesting. Kids enjoy it more. We think they, you know, have a great time. We try to recognize individual players too. That'll happen next weekend when we do our all-tournament team playoff, sort of. They'll play as teams, but with new people that were never on their own team before, somebody from another part of the state, and it'll be a great time for them to earn also a little more scholarship money for some of the best.
Okay. Now, I know that, you know, these are very smart young people here, and I know there may be some sitting out there thinking, well, I have to have a brilliant mind. Is this something we can learn to do?
Well, it's definitely something you can learn to do in the sense that all these kids study a lot of this stuff outside of class.
Okay.
And outside of what this regular school curriculum provides. You know, they go and they study lists of things. They have their specialty area. It may be history, it may be math, it may be fine arts, whatever it is. And it helps to have a lot of different kids with different interests on that team. Yeah. Because, you know, you need them every time. I mean, not everybody knows those math answers, you know?
That's
I
true.
wouldn't. I
That's
wouldn't.
true. When it gets past 2 + 2, I'm out of it.
I know what you mean.
Let's talk to the teachers, though. How do we motivate them to get involved in Quiz Bowl?
Well, I think you show them some of the footage from previous matches. You bring them down here. You take them to a neighboring school that has teams going, and you get them involved.
Okay. All right. Now, we were talking about scholarships. Why is it so important for those who are helping us to get the scholarships? Keep it coming.
Oh, because these kids need to be recognized. I mean, you know, we do a lot for our sports. We need to do a lot for our academics too, for the kids that are the best and the brightest, and they are going on to college. Okay. Some of them to Harvard and places like that. Harvard. Hey, you know,
all right.
We need to recognize them while they're here in Arkansas too.
That's right. Well, Carolyn, thank you so much.
Yes,
we're
indeed,
ready
Evangeline.
to go back to the match.
Thank you, Evangeline. While we were out, there was a challenge made on a science question by Subiaco Academy. So we'll go to our head coach, Barry Burns.
In the question dealing with which element was oxidized, question number 6, Toby from Subiaco had buzzed in and said Fe. Even though our answer said iron, Fe is the chemical symbol, is the symbol element for iron, and we are going to accept that answer. We will add 10 points to Subiaco's score and deduct 10 points from Nashville's.
All right, and we'll make those adjustments here on the board. Good challenge. Good coaches make good challenges, and so we appreciate them making that. It's actually tightened our game up a little bit going into this second round, hasn't it? We have Nashville now with 60 and Subiaco close behind with 50 points. Congratulations, teams. You're doing a great job. Now in this second round, well, let's make our substitutions if we need to first. I'm going to forget that. No subs for Subiaco. How about over here for Nashville? None? All right. Want to make sure you get an opportunity to bring in people you need to bring in. All right, in this second round, of course, if you get a toss-up correct, your team gets to confer on a bonus question. So good luck to both teams. Here's the toss-up for the first one. The Modern Prometheus is the subtitle. Toby.
Frankenstein by Mary Shelley.
You're absolutely right, Toby, and very quick answer. And you've earned your team a bonus in geography. All right, here's our descriptor. Here's a travel guide. Identify the countries that house these ancient and modern wonders. This country is home to a famous stone city that was used in filming Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
I want to say Egypt.
No. Question number 2. This country is home to Hagia Sophia, which was one of the greatest churches of the world before it was converted to a mosque.
Wait, that's Turkey. The Hagia Sophia. Turkey?
Yes. Question number 3. This country is home to the tallest vehicular bridge in the world, the Millau Viaduct.
France?
Yes. And question number 4. This country houses a famous and beautiful Buddhist temple called Kiyomitsu Dera.
I want to say Nepal because Buddhist. I don't know.
Toby,
Nepal?
No, that one happened to be Japan. And the first one, the city, famous stone city, is Jordan. But you got 2 out of the 4 for a total of 20 points on that question. Good job. All right, we'll go to both teams now for this next toss-up. Question 22 says, the one of the north forms much of the North Dakota-Minnesota border. Give the name, Toby.
Lake?
No. Give the name shared with the river, Jonathan.
The Red River.
Jonathan, you've earned your team a bonus, and it is going to be in summing number sequences. It's a computational category, and so you get 20 seconds for each of these. It says to compute each of the following sums from the information given. Here's number 1. The sum of the first 5 terms of an arithmetic sequence with first term 2 and common difference 3.
$40.
Yes. All right, we'll reset the clock and give you 20 seconds for this. The sum of the first 9 terms of an arithmetic sequence with first term -4 and common difference 5. All right, time has run out on that, Josh. Number 3 says the sum of an infinite geometric sequence with first term 2 and common factor 1/3. Need an answer.
181st.
No. And our last one. The sum of an infinite geometric sequence with first term 12 and common factor 1/4. Answer?
136.
136.
No, the answer to that one was 16. And the one for number 2 was 144, and number 3 was 3. All right, but you got one of those for a total of 15 points on that category, and we have a very close game now here in the middle of round 2, 75-70. Let's see what happens with this next toss-up question. In geology, these currents beneath the surface of the Earth's crust are responsible for the movement of the tectonic plates. Name these currents that share their name with a type of heat transfer. Jonathan.
Convection currents.
Jonathan, I don't know which part of it gave it to you, but that's correct. And you've earned your team a science laws bonus question. And it states this: identify the following scientific laws. Josh, here's number 1. The volume of a gas is inversely proportional to its pressure if the temperature is held constant.
Boyle's Law.
I'm sorry?
Boyle's Law.
That's correct. Question number 2. Equal volumes of gases at the same temperature and pressure contain equal numbers of molecules.
Gay-Lussac's Law.
No. Question 3. A body in motion or at rest will remain so unless acted upon by an outside force.
Newton's first law.
Yes. And question 4. When a system at equilibrium is disturbed, it responds in such a way as to counteract the charge. Or pardon me, the change.
Homeostasis.
Law of homeostasis.
No, that one was Le Chatelier's principle. And the other one that you missed was Avogadro's law. But 2 out of the 4 for a total of 20 points for your team, and a slight addition to your lead as well. All right, our next toss-up for both teams is going to be math computation. So we'll put 20 seconds on the clock and give you this question. Solve the following system of equations. X plus y plus 3z equals 7, and 2x minus y equals 5, and y equals z. All right, Jante.
X equals 3, Y equals 1, Z equals 1.
Jante, you have earned Subiaco a bonus. And the final bonus in this round, it's playwrights. Playwrights. Identify the playwright from the following plays: The Crucible, After the Fall, and The Misfits.
Miller?
Yes. The Jew of Malta, Dr. Faustus, and Edward II.
Marlowe?
Yes. Uncle Vanya, Three Sisters, and The Seagull.
Oh, we want to pass. Pass.
All right. And Beyond the Horizon, Morning Becomes Electra, and The Iceman Cometh.
Pass.
I bet you knew those, but you're passing them with
The
strategy,
last one
aren't
was
you?
O'Neill, and the one before that was Chekhov.
Chekhov, very
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
But they chose not to answer, television audience, because they're setting themselves up to get the first category in our round 3. That is the end of that round, unless we have a challenge from our coaches. All right, I don't see any of those. So here at the end of round 2, we have a very close game with Nashville leading by 5, 95-90 for Subiaco. All right, as you planned, Toby, you get to pick first because you're behind by 5 from these 3 categories. Names of constellations from the given Latin name for one of the 88 constellations, give its English name. Category 2 is artist. When given an artist, identify his nationality. And presidential administrations. I will describe events in American history. Your task is to name the person who was president of the United States when each of these events occurred. Now you have 60 seconds to decide. Coaches, come forth.
Okay, Bill, here it comes again, strategy. Let's talk about the strategy we just witnessed.
You just saw the strategy working. They did not want this to even be a tied game. When they reached 90 points, they throwed the other 2 away. They may or may not have known the answers. We don't know that. But from the reaction that we saw, they probably knew the answers.
Okay.
They passed.
Why?
Because now they get to choose from all 3 categories, and they get the option first. So they're going to say, okay, which one is it that we're the best at?
Okay.
And then that leaves the other team what's left over.
Okay, so what kind of strategy are we going to see going into the next round?
Well, that's it. What they're going to do is they're going to pick one. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we don't see Subiaco come close to running the 60 seconds. Because I just listened to, over my shoulder, the categories, and there's 2 of those that they'll probably be pretty good at. Now,
Okay.
that doesn't mean it's going to prevent the other team from getting it.
Okay.
They may run one too.
All right.
Probably all day long, we'll see one 60-second round
Okay.
run all the way through.
Okay, we're ready to go back to the mat.
All right, welcome back. We've had a moment for our teams to pick their categories for our lightning round. And Subiaco got to pick first and chose presidential administrations, and Nashville has chosen artist. We welcome Matt into the game for Subiaco, and Candace, good to see you in the game. So let's get started now. Toby, remember that when you give your answers, make sure you're speaking clearly and loudly to me, all right? We put a 60 seconds on the clock, and here's your descriptor. I'm going to describe events in American history. Your task is to name the person who was president of the United States when each of these events occurred. Ready? The Bay of Pigs invasion.
Kennedy.
Yes. The Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan.
That was Reagan. Carter.
No. The XYZ affair.
That was Madison.
No. Gold was discovered at Sutter's Mill in 1848.
That was Polk.
Yes. Pearl Harbor was attacked.
FDR.
Yes. The Teapot Dome scandal was revealed.
Harding.
Yes. Neil Armstrong walked on the moon.
Nixon.
Yes. The Haymarket Square riot took place in 1886.
96. That was 86. Cleveland.
Yes. The Battle of San Jacinto.
San Jacinto. Oh, that would be Polk.
No. And the Battle of Little Bighorn in 1876.
1876. That would be Grant.
Yes.
Yes.
Nicely done. All right. They answered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 correct, judges. Am I right there? And so they're going to pass 3 on over to you, Josh. Who was president when these events occurred? The first is the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan. Answer, please.
Carter.
Yes. Question 3 was the XYZ affair.
Jefferson.
No. And the last one, the Battle of San Jacinto. Answer, please.
Harrison.
No, that was Andrew Jackson. The XYZ affair was John Adams. Toby, I had to take, you said Reagan first when you were talking to me, and so I had to accept that. All right, that's our first part of our round. Let's go to Nashville now. Nashville, you have artist as your category. It says when given an artist, identify his nationality. We're going to put 1 minute on the clock. Josh, make sure you speak clearly and directly to me when you give an answer. All right, here we go. Jacques-Louis David.
French.
French.
Yes. Peter Paul Rubens.
Dutch.
Dutch.
No. Titian.
Italian.
Italian.
Yes. Vincent van Gogh.
Dutch.
Dutch.
Yes. Albrecht Dürer.
German.
German.
Yes. Francisco Goya.
French.
French.
No. Eugene Delacroix.
French.
French.
Yes. Caravaggio.
Italian.
Italian.
Yes. Hans Holbein.
Dutch.
Dutch.
No. Jean Géricault.
French.
French.
Yes. Very quick category for you, Nashville, and a good one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 correct. But that means 3 pass over to you, Toby. So let's see if we can get them with this bounce backs. It says to identify the nationality of the artist. Peter Paul Rubens.
German.
I think that's
Belgian.
American.
No, he's not American. He's in the Low Country. Belgian.
Belgian is correct. All right, question number 6, Francisco Goya.
He's Spanish. Spanish.
Yes. And Hans Holbein.
I want to say it's Germanish. German.
German is correct.
Yes.
All right, a good job. And with the bounce back, Subiaco moves ahead after that round. We'll check and see if we have any challenges. We have a challenge from Subiaco. All right, we'll take a moment and get this challenge underway.
Well, Bill, have a challenge here. Tell us about it.
We do, and the challenge, I'm not sure how successful this is going to be because Steve has addressed it. The captain gave an answer, but he had given an answer before, and here's going to be the judgment call. Was he talking to his team members? You know, when you're a captain, you got to be very specific about when you look at the person that is the moderator and you give the answer, you make absolutely sure you're talking directly to the moderator. And I've seen this happen in the past. It's a tough call. The judges will handle it, I'm sure. One thing we want to note, though, here, notice what Subiaco has done. They were 5 points down. Now they're ahead. That's that 60-second round. You got to be really careful with this. Nashville played it well. They did a real good job with it. I was a little surprised at the choices. I thought the Constellations would be picked by one of the teams, and they avoided that, and I was really surprised.
I know.
Yeah,
you had your list.
Yeah, normally teams will grab that because that's a piece of knowledge that you grab onto, and you have them study that. Of course, the history is really popular too. It can't go very far. You know, when you get into history, it's set.
Okay.
But so was the Constellations. I was kind of surprised.
Okay. Now, Bill, we have some very important people here in the studio. I see a lot of parents here.
That's the most important people that's in the studio, let me tell you.
That's right.
That's the most
we want to
important.
say thank you to the parents, and we're ready to go back to the match.
Thank you very much, Evangeline. All right, we did have a challenge at our break, and so we're going to go to our head judge, Barry Burns.
The question dealing with the presidential administrations, the player started to say Reagan as his answer and changed and said Carter instead, but we have to go with the first answer that he spoke, so we're going to deny the challenge.
All right. We appreciate you, Barry, and we've got a close game here for our 4A championship. Subiaco's leading 190 to Nashville's 175, but we do have 200 points up for grabs, and this is going to be all individual knowledge, so put your hands on your buzzers. And we do welcome in, Jonte is back over here for Subiaco, and Alex is in for Nashville, and Jacob is in for Nashville. Good to have you both here playing in this fourth and final round today. Good luck to both teams. Here we go. What ballet position is represented as having one foot in front of the other with the front foot touching? Josh?
Fifth position.
No, the middle of the back foot. Jameson?
Third position.
Jameson, you're right. We won't ask how you know that, Jameson, but that's good. Question number 32. The leaders of the U.S., the USSR, and the U.K. met following Germany's surrender in World War II. Jonathan?
The Potsdam Conference.
We have Potsdam, that's right. Very good. Question number 33 is going to be math computation for both teams. All right. Katie slept through math class and scored a 54, 55, and 50 on her first 54, 55, 55, and 50 on her first 4 tests. Now she must face failure. What must she make on her 5th test to have a 60% or D and pass the class? Eli?
96.
No. Jonathan?
60.
No. We wouldn't be passing either, would we? It'd be an 86. An 86. All right. All right. Let's go to our next toss-up for both teams. What metallic element is silvery white, quite ductile, used in atomic clocks? Toby?
Americium?
No. Is one of the three metals liquid at room temperature and has atomic number 55 and symbol of CS. Jonathan?
Cesium.
Yes. Question 35. Happy families are all alike. Jonathan?
It's from Tolstoy. Anna Karenina.
You're absolutely right. That's pretty amazing. All right, good job. Number 36. In the 1940s, Minersville School District versus Gobatis and West Virginia versus Barnett were cases concerning the Pledge of Allegiance that involved members of which faith? Jonathan?
Jehovah's Witness.
Yes. Question 37. What German physicist and Nobel laureate was the originator of the quantum theory? Jonathan?
Bohr.
No. Subiaco? Toby?
Dalton?
Is Max Planck. Math computation for our next one. At Uncle Billy's Zoo, there are giraffes, elephants, and snakes. How many giraffes are there if there are 9 heads, 24 legs, and 2 trunks at the zoo? Answers, please. Jante?
6.
No. Nashville, do you have an answer? Josh?
7.
Should have gone the other way. 4 giraffes. 4 giraffes. All right, question 39. What is the name for the date when a manuscript must be delivered to a publisher? Jonathan?
Deadline.
Yes. Question 40. The current two-party system that exists today began to formulate in 1856. Jonathan?
The Republican Party.
No. When what man became the first Republican president candidate? Toby?
Fremont?
You're right. Absolutely right, Toby. Question 41 is going to be math computation. Got a lot of math in this round, don't we? You get 20 seconds to answer this question. Convert C8 from base 16 to base 10. Josh?
200.
Josh, you're right. All right. Question number 42. What pyrimidine nucleic acid is analogous to DNA's thymine? Toby?
Uracil?
Right. Question number 43. In Britain's Parliament, only 40 votes are needed to perform this procedure, while 60 are required. Jonathan?
Censure.
No. In the U.S. Senate, name this procedure that closes debate and initiates a vote on a bill. Eli?
Cloture.
Yes. If you hadn't gotten that right, Toby would have gotten you. Question number 44. Her works generally feature a strong female. Eli?
Ferber.
Yes. Nice. Question 45. This sculptor-architect was the principal exponent of the Baroque movement. Name this artist who is responsible for the Ecstasy of St. Teresa. Toby?
Rubens?
No. Nashville? Jonathan?
Michelangelo.
No, Bernini. Bernini was the correct answer. All right, we're going to do math computation. The equation 2/3 x minus 1/2 equals half x plus 2/3 has only one solution for x. What is this prime number? Juntai?
X equals 5.
No. Answers, Nashville? Josh?
1.
No, the correct answer is 7. 7. All right, question number 47 for both teams. October 1st, 1960 is the Independence Day of which country, the most populous in Africa? Jonathan.
Nigeria.
Jonathan, you're right. Question number 48. Identify the name of the chorus that brings part 2 of Handel's Messiah to a triumphant close. Josh.
Hallelujah chorus.
Yes. Question 49. The solar day defined as the period of time from when the sun is directly overhead until the next time the sun is directly overhead. What is the term? Jonathan.
Zenith.
No. What is the term given to the time needed for a star on the celestial sphere to make one complete rotation in the sky? Toby.
Celestial year.
No, the answer is sidereal. Sidereal. Question 50. Identify the treacherous villain in the play Othello. Jonathan.
Iago.
That's correct. That was our last question, unless we have a challenge from either team. I don't see one coming. All right, so with a score of 265 to 240, Nashville has become our 4A state champion. Congratulations.
Well, Bill, Nashville did it.
Absolutely, that might be the best game we see all day. You can tell from the crowd how it did. That just teetered back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was a wonderful game, well played by both teams.
And the key to the win?
Oh, just staying focused. I mean, you can't let up. You've got to stay in there and just keep staying focused. That's what you saw on both teams. Each team had people that were answering and staying with it, and they were keeping with it. You noticed Toby on the Subiaco team even keeping his team focused when he missed that math question. He said, don't worry about it. You know, stay in it. It was a wonderful game. Wonderful game.
Wonderful game. Now, Bill, let's talk a little bit about funding. Why is funding so important for this program?
You can't do anything in education without some money. And fortunately, we have been blessed in the state of Arkansas because many of the citizens and all of our legislators recognize that. And in one way, fashion, form, or another, even though we operate on a balanced budget, most of our money goes to education. I mean, we can complain about what the government does, but most of the money goes to education, and in this case, it is spent very wisely.
Oh, yes, very wisely. Well, let's go back to the set for the awarding of the trophy and the check.
Okay. I'd like to congratulate the second place team, Subiaco Academy. Congratulations.
And I'd like to present you with the $1,600 check for you and your team. Congratulations, great job.
I'd also like to congratulate the state champions of 4A, Nashville. Congratulations. There you go.
And I'd like to present you with this check for $3,200 to share with you and your team. Congratulations, great job.
Our MVP of the tournament is Jonathan Lance. Here you go. Knock your glasses off there. There you go. Congratulations.
Jonathan, $250 for you. Good job. Congratulations.
And now for the 4A All-Tournament team members, Carolyn.
In addition to Jonathan, who is our MVP from Nashville, we also have Toby Turney, who is also on the all-tournament team and tried his best to beat Jonathan but didn't quite get there. T.C. Zhang of Pulaski Academy, Drew Fry of Berryville, Colin McAdow of Bauxite, Adam Powell from Heber Springs, Neil Hudson of Valley View, Jay Campbell of Valley View, Austin Ruckenhaus of Boonville. That's a good German name for you. We had some German today. Bill Gow of Boonville, and Chase Norwood of Malvern. Congratulations to the 4A All-Tournament team.